Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for the real. Well, this is the first review because last time I just kind of did like a. Well, I should say this is the first recap review because the first one was just a review. Anyway, we're here for Real Housewives of Dubai. This is season 1, episode 2, The Goat. We start out with sorry guys, something is in my eye. Anyway, we start out with Sarah. She is at home with her son. She's teaching him how to cook because she wants him to be self-sufficient. His father, on the other hand, is a very traditional Arab man. And so his viewpoint on gender roles are very traditional. So, you know, women in the kitchen, the man, you know, doesn't show emotion or, you know, all of that. Very Stone Age. And she's not rearing him up in that, you know, in that way. She wants him to know that he's a human, you know, and so if he feels emotions, feel them. You want to cry? Go right ahead. You know, you can cook, you can clean, you need to know how to do all of those things to take care of yourself. So kudos to her for that, for, you know, breaking the generational curses, and, you know, breaking down misogyny. Anyway, they her housekeeper, of course, is doing the majority of the cooking, but they cook a meal and they sit down, and she wants her son to start practicing more of their, you know, cultural traditions. He's kind of westernized, and so he eat at the table with a fork, and she wants him to be down on the floor like traditionally, like she did growing up, like her parents did growing up, you know, and generations before her. She wants to keep these things going and keep some of these traditions within the family so that, you know, it doesn't die out, you know, with the generations that come behind him. And so she wants to teach him how to do that, but he ain't trying to eat on the floor. He's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not feeling it. I don't want to eat with my hands. For real. For real, I want to eat at the table. For real. For real, let's go to the table now. So he and the nanny, they go sit at the table instead. Now, jumping over to Brooks and Lisa, they have dinner, lunch, whatever. They meet up, and was it just me, or did I notice the waiter kept refilling Brooks's her champagne glass? I mean, she was throwing them back, you know, faster than he could keep, you know, refilling them. I'm like, ma'am, you might want to slow down just a little bit. No, sis was throwing them back. And I know I can't be the only one that noticed that. And I feel like Lisa was looking at her too, like, girl, I'm still on my first glass, and here you are. He done refilled your glass like for the 5th time. Anyway, the two of them really get along. They really like one another. Brooks says that she, you know, can, I wouldn't use the word empathize. What's the word? Relate. She can relate to Lisa in that, you know, they're both Caribbean. So she say her grandmama on her daddy's side. No, excuse me, her great grandmama on her daddy's side was full Jamaican. So that makes her Jamaican too. And in Lisa's confessional, she's like, listen, sis comes with a new nationality. Every time I see her, she's been Jamaican, she's been Afro-Latina, she's been African-American. She is all of the above if you let her tell it. She says she got multiple personality syndrome. She done made up her own syndrome. I think it's multiple personality disorder. Same difference, same thing. But anyway, the two of them talk about Nina, and they're feeling like Nina might be a little flip-flopper. You know, she over here with Stanberry, and she's over there with Brooks, and she's over there with Chanel. She friends with everybody, and it's seeming like she's getting really close to Caroline Stanberry, when I feel like, I guess maybe they're trying to say they wasn't cool in the past. I don't know, but that's puzzling to them. They changed the subject to Chanel. And, you know, Brooks and Chanel, I guess that's what they do. They do that back and forth. It's kind of like Kenya and Marlo. They're going to always go back and forth. It just is what it is. Brooks and Chanel might be they might genuinely like each other more than Kenya and Marlo, because I feel like Kenya can't stand Marlo like in real life. She doesn't like her character, she doesn't like what she gives, but she tolerates her because they're castmates, especially now. But Brooks and Chanel give me that vibe, like they just gonna go back and forth. That's just what they do. I've had friends like that. I have friends like that. My friend, but it's all love. It's all love, and you better not say nothing about neither one of them, being an outsider. And so I guess that's what it is. It's like I love her and I hate her. Like I can't live with her and I can't live without her. So that's their dynamic. Now over there at Stella House, Stella Caroline Stanbury and her young tender Sergio, they at the house and they're getting ready to have Brooks and Sarah come over. And everybody done brought their dog in tow. I guess that's the thing to do. Sarah got her dog. Stanbury got her dog. I mean, when she at her house, Brooks forgot. She didn't get the memo. She didn't get the memo to bring her puppy with her. But they have, a little dinner, whatever. And, of course, we got to talk about the dinner and what went down at the dinner. Between the three of them, the only people that see it for Chanel are Brooks and Sarah. Sarah feels like she has some underlying trauma there, maybe some past childhood trauma or whatever type of trauma. She got something she's dealing with, and she has misplaced anger, and she feels like if she got to know her and got to the root of that, then things would be different. But she has grace for Chanel, whereas Stanbury don't have no grace for her. She don't like her. She don't see it for her. She don't care what kind of trauma she got. She don't see it for Chanel. What is it? We just gonna call it Chanel. Iman. We gonna call it Iman 2.0. Anyway, Stanbury don't see it for her, and that's just that. She don't care. She's not gonna be, giving her any grace. None of that. Now Chanel, she and her Givenchy from head to toe, they'll meet up with Nina. And Chanel, in this scene, Chanel, she confronts Nina on how she's feeling about Nina's flip-flopping. She feels like she didn't really have her back at the dinner. She kind of left her out there on the island by herself. And she's not even understanding how she and Caroline Stanbury got so cool, because Chanel and Nina are the ones who have known each other longer and they're supposed to be closer. But Nina was not stepping in to have anybody's back. Chanel apologizes. She apologizes to her for her part in, the mess. But she still stands on how she feels about Caroline Stanbury. It just is what it is. But she doesn't feel like Nina had her back. She don't feel like she had her back at all. And she feels like she's a flip-flopper. And it's almost like, girl, I got your number. I see you. And we see each other. I see you and we see each other. We get all the ladies, doing what they doing. Nina's at the house playing with her turtle. Stella and Sergio, they're jewelry shopping, and they looking at jewelry that costs millions. Big millions. Big millions. She says Sergio got to get back to work. Brooks, she running her housekeeper ragged, asking her for this, that, and the third. Like she can't just get up off her ass, put her phone down and go get it herself. It's something about people with housekeepers. It just, having your house, having a house manager, someone there to help look after things and make sure things are clean, and, having a private chef, that's cool. But when it comes to going upstairs and grabbing your shoes, going upstairs and grabbing your charger, girl, get up and go get it yourself. Because at that point, you got servants. And it's given servant. And I don't know, something about it. I couldn't do that to people. I couldn't make people go do things that I know I can get up off my ass and do. Girl, get up and go get your own charger. Can you bring me this? Can you bring me that? Can you just get it on your way out there to the pool? You gonna get out there to the pool and then start asking for this, that, and the third. Anyway, that's rich people problems. That's rich people situations. Let me mind my business. Lisa, she goes to the grocery store. Interesting fact. When it comes to pork and buying pork, you can't enter the pork section of the grocery store unless you are non-Muslim. So if you Muslim, don't even think you're going to be going around there to the pork section. She says she stay in the pork section. I know that's right. Give me the bacon, the sausage, give it to me. Pork chop, give it to me. Okay? Ham hock, give it to me so I can throw it in my pot of greens. Anyway, she's getting her ingredients for her Thanksgiving meal because although they're in Dubai, and in Dubai, you know, it's not really a holiday over there, but you know, she's still gonna keep up with the Western traditions and holidays, as is Nina. She's also going to celebrate Thanksgiving. Okay, so at Nina's Thanksgiving dinner, she invited Sarah. And so they all get up and they have their Thanksgiving dinner in the sky, you know, in one of those like rotating building type of things. If you from Atlanta or been here, you know about the sundial, something like that. It's a nice dinner, you know, family, you know, we getting the backstory on Nina, her husband. They come from humble beginnings. You know, she was raised in Texas, born in Lebanon. So of course they celebrated Thanksgiving once they got over here in the States. She and her husband, you know, started out with the working 3 jobs, you know, the struggle. They really had to pull themselves up. And here they are. It's great, you know, great life. We love to see it. Sarah has been married, I want to say they said twice. Yeah, she's been married twice. Her first 2 husbands, first 2 marriages didn't work out. So I'm assuming she's learned from that. She's willing and ready to get married again. You know, 3rd time's a charm. And so we're gonna see how that plays out for her. But she has been mommy and daddy to, you know, for her kids since divorcing for the 2nd time. But I mean, she's young. She can find somebody else if that's what she wants to do. If that's what she wants to do, because it seems like she's, you know, managing, she's managing well, without a husband, without, you know, somebody else's income. So kudos to you, girl. Over at Lisa's dinner, it's very nice. You know, the setup is really nice. Chanel and her son, they come over for dinner. She comes bearing gifts. She brought a goat. She said in her tradition, you know, that's just in her country, I should say, that's a gift. A goat is a gift. You know, you can't be going over somebody's house bringing nothing. So she brought a goat to Lisa's Thanksgiving dinner. Lisa's like, what am I supposed to do with this? Over and where I'm from, in my country, we gonna cook the goat. We gonna curry the goat. We gonna jerk the goat. Listen, that curry goat is mwah, chef's kiss. It's amazing. I could eat some right damn now. If I had me some curry goat, I'd be eating it. It's delicious. But anyway, they have dinner, you know, family dinner. We talked about Nina all episode. And so with this one, with this conversation, same old, more of the same. Chanel's not really trusting Nina right now. She's not feeling like Nina is being loyal. She feels like when it comes to Stanberry, Nina's kind of picking a side and it ain't her side. And so she's not really sure about Nina. She kind of being a flip-flopper. She's also not interested in mending fences or, you know, having some type of sit down with Stanberry either. As far as she's concerned, ball ain't in her court. She don't have the issue with Stanberry. Stanberry got the issue with her. So there's that. Halfway through the dinner, they start looking for the goat. Like, okay, where's the goat? Goat was in the water at one point. You had to save the goat from the water because he just jumped in. Goat running around. Goat done got out the gate, probably up the road. Sometimes out here in Atlanta, you might see a goat just randomly at the exit, at your exit when you're getting off the exit off 285. Off 75, you might catch you a goat, you know. I mean, I don't know where they're coming from, who keeping them, but every now and then, goats are just roaming around the city. Anyway, that was Lisa's Thanksgiving dinner. Sarah has Chanel come over. Like I said, she gonna bring something, and so this time she brought Sarah some onions. Listen, I guess it's like grab something to take over there around people's house. Don't you come to nobody's house empty-handed. And so she brought her onions. They talk about, you know, their backstories. Chanel, her father, She hasn't spoken to him, I think she said, in like 26 years. He dead to her. He was abusive. He also tried to marry her off when she was 14. She ain't not got nothing but dust for daddy. And so that's a lot of where her comes from, daddy issues. Sarah, we all know she got her own stuff that comes with her. She suggests that Chanel see a hypnotherapist, and so she's going to refer her to hers. And we're going to see what happens with that. We're going to see if we can get some healing going on. I like that Sarah, is willing to get to know Chanel on her own. And she ain't listening to nobody, because, that's very easy to do when your group of friends start telling you about somebody else that's trying to be in said group of friends. And you got a few people that try to throw a little fear on it, throw a little salt on it, and it's just you can't make your own assumptions about people. And so I'm glad that she invited her into her home, and they had a real heart to heart. That's where it ended. Very filler, very much a filler episode, but I mean, I still enjoyed it. I'll still be watching. I hope you will too. Thank you for watching this. Yeah, that's it. I got so many. I got Housewives. I missed last week's episode. I didn't miss it, actually. I actually sat here and recorded it. And when I went back to play it, when I went back to edit it, half of the clips were in slow motion. And I just said, I'm not doing this over. And so we're just going to get a little synopsis on episode what episode is this? On episode 6. We'll get a synopsis. But anyway, let's wrap this up. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.